All right, welcome to Miss B's online classroom. Today we're going to be doing lesson 5-6. The lesson objective is to find percents of increase, percents of decrease. So to find percents of increase and percents of decrease. All right, so first of all, we need to take a look at some vocabulary. The first one we need to take a look at is percent of changes. Well, the percent of change is the percent a quantity increases or decreases from its original amount. Okay, oftentimes you're going to see percent of change in, I apologize for that, in sales. So let's take a look at our next vocabulary words. The first one is a markup. So a markup, you have to understand, is that stores like to make money. So oftentimes they can either purchase merchandise or the things in their store or make them for a lot less money, but they sell them for a higher price so that they can make a profit. So a markup is known as the difference between the selling price and the stores, whatever your favorite store is. Right now I think mine's Target. Store's cost of an item. All right, so it's the difference between what is it selling for and the store's cost of an item. So that's a markup. A discount, now this is Miss B's favorite type of thing, is the difference between the original price and the sales price. I'll say that again. It is the difference between the original price, so what it was before it was on sale, and the sale price of an item. I'm a girl, so I'm hoping some shoes are on sale. That's my item. All right, so these are our three vocab words: percent change, the percent of quantity increases or decreases from its original amount; a markup, the difference between the selling price and the store's cost of an item; and a discount, the difference between the original price and the sale price of an item. So let's take an example of finding a percent increase. All right, let me just slide this up a little bit. All right, so it says last year a school had 632 students. This year, the school has 670 students. Find the percent increase in the number of students. So the first step in this is we have to figure out, okay, what's our difference in the amount of students from the first year to the second year, or from last year to this year. So I'm going to take 670 and I'm going to subtract 632 from it. And that gives me, if you plug that into your calculator, 38. Okay, so first we need to find the amount of change. From there we want to write a proportion. All right, so I'm going to take my 38 and I'm going to write it over the original amount of students that we had, and that was 632 students. Then I don't know what the percent is, so I'm just going to put N for number. I'm going to let that equal my percent change. And remember, percent is always out of 100. Now, if I were you, I would do it a little different, whereas I would cross multiply. To me, that makes more sense. I like solving equations. I don't like doing this how the book does it, but we can also do it their way where we multiply by 100. We multiply by 100 because that allows us to cancel out the 100 on this side where our variable n is. And when we do that, that's gone. And then it's pretty easy to multiply by 100 here. We just have to add the zeros to the top appropriately. Since there's 2 zeros in 100, we're going to add 2 zeros up top. So it becomes 3,800 over 632. Okay. When I simplify this, I do 3,800 divided by 632. I get n is about 0.1265. Now, if I'm a school, I'm not going to be too concerned. I'm going to look behind the decimal. The first two places behind the decimal are 0 and 1. So I would just say that the number of students in the school increased by about 6%. Okay? It's such a small amount. It's not really significant, so we just round it off at 6%. All right. Now here is your quick check. I will read it to you, and then I want you to pause the video and try and do it by yourself. Let's see if I can pull this out. Okay. Here it is here. It said, in 2010, Georgia went from 13 to 14 representatives. Find the percent increase in the number of representatives. So go ahead and pause the video for now, and then you can hit play again to check your answer. Okay, so now you've attempted to solve it by yourself. All right, so first what we need to do, same as in the example above, we have to find the amount of change. So it went from 13 to 14, so 14 minus 13 equals 1. All right, I can say I'm going to put the 1, the change, over top of the original amount, which was 13. They started with 13 representatives. And then from here, I can just plug in the 1 over 13. I could set up a proportion, but that's just like unnecessary time that I have to do. So when I do that, if I do 1 divided by 13, it comes out to 0.08. Okay. We're going to want to multiply that by 100 to get our percent, or just move our decimal 2 places to the right, and that is an 8% increase. All right, so the representatives increased by 8%. All right, that is the end of video 1. Move on to video 2 for the rest of your 5.6 notes.